So first and foremost, good morning, and thank each and every one of you for joining us for what we surely hope will be a monumental day at Central Ohio Technical College and for the Licking County community. Before we get started, I would like to introduce members of our, we called it a platform party, but as you see, there's no platform here, so we're going to call it our speaking party. First, to my left, Jennifer Roberts, Executive Director of the Newark Campus Development Fund, Ms. Faith Phillips, Director of Student Financial Services at COTC, David Lewis, Superintendent, Newark City Schools, and Kathleen Spahr, Business Services Supervisor at Ohio Means Jobs, Licking County. You're going to hear from each one of them momentarily, but before we even start that process, I'd like to recognize some important individuals that have joined us today. If you happen to be an elected official or a representative of one of our elected officials, if you could stand to be recognized, please. Many of those individuals we bribed with a free lunch earlier this week, so thank you for coming back. We appreciate that. I'd also like to recognize, I know we have at least one member of our faculty council leadership group here today. I think, there she is. Thank you, madam, if you don't mind to stand. Thank you very much. We actually also have one of our student leaders here that you will hear from a little bit later, but she also happens to be a member of our Strategic Planning Council. Shariya, if you would stand to be recognized. We have members of both our COTC Board of Trustees and the Newark Campus Development Fund Board of Trustees, if you could stand and be recognized. I am also delighted that Mr. Tim Young is here. Tim is our newest president of the COTC Alumni Council. And finally, last but not least, my comrade in arms, my friend and colleague, Dr. Matt Smith, is here from the Newark campus. For those of you who don't know, shameless plug here, we are celebrating 55 years of partnership with our friends and colleagues at Ohio State Newark, and thank you very much for being here today. All right, let's get to the business of the day. Today is more than an announcement. Today is a commitment to our students, a commitment to our families, and a commitment to the future of Licking County. For generations, education has been the single most powerful driver of economic mobility. Yet for too many talented students, cost becomes a barrier before they ever step into the classroom. We believe that barrier should not be what defines our students' future. That is why I'm proud to announce the launch of the Licking County Promise program. The Licking County Promise ensures that eligible Licking County students can attend Central Ohio Technical College with their tuition fully covered after federal and state grants are applied. This is not simply financial assistance, it is actually an open door. An open door to career pathways, an open door to workforce credentials, an open door to degrees that change the trajectory of families for generations. This program reflects who we are as a college. We are access, we are opportunity, and we are workforce development in action. When a student chooses COTC through the Licking County Promise, they are choosing more than affordability. They are choosing small class sizes, dedicated faculty, hands-on learning, and program alignment with the needs of our regional employees. They are choosing a future grounded in skills, confidence, and purpose. And our community benefits as well. When more local students earn degrees and credentials, our businesses grow stronger, our workforce becomes more competitive, and our country becomes more resilient. The Licking County Promise is an investment, not just in individual students, but in the long-term prosperity of this entire region. More than 55 years ago, our founding leaders, Gib Reese and Howard Lefevre, believed something simple but profound. Higher education should be accessible and affordable for the people of this community. They built this college on that conviction. Today, we build upon that foundation that was once laid. And today, we take a bold step forward. In short, the Licking County Promise will offer free college tuition to eligible Licking County residents with a household income of $100,000 or less who attend any COTC campus or enroll online. The promise is exactly what it sounds like. COTC's guarantee to the people of Licking County that we will cover the gap between tuition and instructional and general fees and any remaining need after all other institutional, federal, state and private scholarship aid has been applied. With the Licking County Promise, earning a college credential will become a reality for individuals and families who once believed it was out of their reach. And the need is significant. According to the most recent census data, 56% of households in Licking County report incomes under $100,000. That means more than half of the families in this county may be eligible for this program. This program will launch this summer and will be available to new, current, and returning students. Those individuals who do not already hold an associate or bachelor's degree, they have lived in Licking County for at least 1 year, and they report a household income of $100,000 or less on the FAFSA. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have to fill out the FAFSA. If you don't know how to do that, Faith Phillips is right here today. She will guide you through that process. Now, students must maintain a 2.0 GPA, meet Satisfactory Academic Progress standards, file the FAFSA annually, and maintain their Licking County residency. Eligibility will be reviewed each year to ensure we are serving those who need it most. But here's what makes this promise especially powerful. There is no separate application. If a student is admitted to COTC, they complete the FAFSA and provide required financial documentation, they will automatically be considered for this process. And once identified, all they need to do is register for classes. Our Student Financial Services team will ensure the tuition and fees are covered. We also recognize that many of our students balance work, family, and other responsibilities. Some may begin with one class, others may attend part-time while working full-time. That is why there is no minimum credit hour requirement for this program. Students can enroll in as little as 1 credit hour per semester and still qualify. And there is no lifetime dollar gap. Students can complete their degree or their certificate on their timeline in a way that fits their lives. You may know that we have proudly offered the Coshocton Promise and the Knox Promise for several years. So we have already had this situation engaged in our Coshocton and Knox communities, serving students in those counties with a household income of $60,000 or less. Today, we are ensuring consistency and equity across our service region, which leads me to my next exciting announcement. Thanks to our funding partners in those communities, we are increasing the household income for the Knox and Coshocton Promise programs to $100,000 as well. A special thank you to Bob Pell and the Coshocton Foundation and Jeffrey Scott and the Knox County Foundation for their continued partnership and belief in our students. And speaking of partners, none of this would be possible without the Newark Campus Development Fund, a permanent, locally governed foundation dedicated to supporting innovative initiatives and scholarships at COTC and Ohio State Newark. NCDF's vision, stewardship, and thoughtful investment of donor resources are the catalysts behind the Licking County Promise. Jennifer Roberts will share more about the funding structure that ensures that Licking County Promise will exist in perpetuity. But I want to personally thank Jennifer and the NCDF Board of Directors and the generous donors who made this transformational program possible. Because of their leadership, Licking County Promise funding will be available beginning this summer semester. We are announcing this initiative now to raise awareness and to encourage students across Licking County to complete the FAFSA. There's a theme to that, FAFSA completion. To the high school seniors deciding what comes next, this opportunity is for you. Whether you aspire to work in healthcare, engineering, IT, business, or public safety, or whether your plan is to begin here and transfer to complete a bachelor's degree, COTC can be your launchpad. For 55 years, Central Ohio Technical College has stood for affordable, high-quality, career-focused education that strengthens students and fuels our regional workforce. The Licking County Promise and the expanded Knox and Coshocton Promise programs are not departures from this mission. They are a bold reaffirmation of it. And we cannot wait to see how this promise transforms lives and strengthens our communities for generations to come. I would now like to invite Jennifer Roberts, Executive Director of the Newark Campus Development Fund, to the podium to share remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Berry. It's an extraordinary privilege to be able to stand before you today and celebrate the work of so many caring volunteers and donors. Today's announcement is the culmination of decades of fundraising by dedicated volunteers and the cumulative impact of local donors who have established endowed scholarships. In 1983, the Newark Campus Development Fund was established by J. Gilbert Reese and Howard E. Lefevre to raise funds to ensure the highest quality education opportunities in the state and to benefit both Ohio State and COTC. They wanted these resources to be managed locally by community leaders. The first campaign was the highly successful Access to Excellence fundraising campaign, which was the largest local fundraising effort at the time, thus creating a vehicle for our community to jointly support COTC and Ohio State Newark. After decades of investment in capital projects and scholarships by NCDF donors, in 2010, J. Gilbert Reese and Luella Hodges Reese offered a challenge to the community to raise $10 million in endowed scholarships, and they would match these gifts dollar for dollar. The Next Generation Challenge campaign raised more than $20 million in endowed scholarships, again, becoming the largest fundraising effort to date. The momentum established through this campaign continued for the next 15 years as donors continued to endow funds at the Newark Campus Development Fund. As we stand here today, NCDF has nearly $78 million endowed in 71 unique scholarship funds, with several more planned through estate gifts. The first endowed scholarship fund was established by community leaders in 1986 with $34,860 in memory of Al Milliken, Licking County, former executive director of the Licking County Chamber of Commerce, who was a staunch advocate of education and the Newark campus. Over the next 40 years, families have endowed scholarships to create meaningful legacies. Memorial scholarships have been established honoring those who have passed, and businesses and foundations have created endowments to strengthen our local economy. Every scholarship gift endowed at NCDF since 1986 has made the Licking County Promise possible. Scholarships held at organizations like A Call to College, the Licking County Foundation, and other small organizations who support local students attending COTC are also an important part of this funding puzzle. Scholarship awards will be carefully managed by the COTC Financial Aid Office, ensuring we bring in as many external sources of funding in the form of federal and state grants first, institutional aid next, and then the individual endowed scholarships and other current use scholarships coming from all of our local partners. The Licking County Promise will close the gap for any students who meet specified criteria. I want to take a moment to thank the NCDF Board of Trustees, who have done an exemplary job over the last 4 decades, securing and managing the resources to make this announcement possible. I stand here as a steward of the existing endowed scholarship funds, hoping donors see the impact of their investment in education. Licking County is an extraordinary place where education is prioritized. Your family, friends, neighbors, colleagues who have trusted NCDF to steward their investments in education are the true heroes today. Please join me in giving a round of applause as we celebrate all of our endowed scholarship donors. It is now my pleasure to welcome Faith Phillips to the podium. It is a true honor to be here and introducing you today. This has been a dream we have both shared for nearly 2 decades.
And why my department is very tired for good cause. Thank you, Jennifer, and good morning, everyone. As you've already heard, today marks an exciting milestone for Central Ohio Technical College and the residents of Licking County. The COTC Promise programs were designed to be simple, sustainable, and student-centered. Our goal was clear: remove the financial uncertainty and make college attainable for more local families. The Licking County Promise guarantees that tuition and general fees will be fully covered for eligible Licking County residents. The funding, as you have heard, comes from a combination of federal, state grants, institutional aid, and scholarships. The Promise program is not campus-specific. Eligible students may attend any campus of COTC and online. We also, as you've heard, kept the application process very simple. Only 2 steps: complete the FAFSA and enroll at COTC. There is no separate Promise application. To qualify, students must have lived in Licking County for at least 1 year, have an annual household income of $100,000 or less, and not already hold an associate or a bachelor's degree. And we have made an exception. We do have 2 bachelor's degrees now that a couple of them require that you have an associate's to enter. We have made an exception for that. And enroll in at least 1 credit hour to receive the funds. Unlike some programs that depend on Pell eligibility and specific student aid index, terms that many people don't even know what they mean, we chose a more straightforward approach to the income threshold. If households' reported income is $100,000 or below, families can qualify quickly, and they clearly understand that they qualify. We anticipate that approximately 540 students will benefit from this program in the first year. And we expect that number will grow as awareness increases throughout the community. Another important difference about this program is how it is funded. Many Promise programs across the country rely on temporary or time-limited funding sources. The Licking County Promise is supported by endowed scholarships, the funds that are invested in and designed to exist in perpetuity. That permanent funding structure provides stability and sustainability for generations of students to come. It's also important to emphasize that donor-funded scholarships are essential to our funding of Promise programs. In fact, they're a critical part of how the Promise program works. Our generous donors have helped create the financial foundation that makes the Licking County Promise possible. Their guaranteed partnership ensures students will receive the maximum support available to them. When federal and state grants, institutional aid, and scholarships do not fully cover tuition and general fees, the Promise funds will step in and close that remaining gap. This Promise program is about access and opening doors to opportunities for Licking County residents. And now it is my pleasure to turn the program over to David Lewis.
Thanks, Faith. Kim, I trust you, but I have my backup right here, just to be safe. But good morning, and thanks for having me here this morning. On behalf of the Newark City School District, I'm honored to be here to talk about this new opportunity that will benefit students and families in our district and across Licking County. I would like to thank Board President Cindy Neely, our Treasurer Julio Valadares, our high school principal Tom Bowman, and not to forget Seth, our communications coordinator, for being here this morning as well. So can we give them a round of applause? At Newark City Schools, we are a community of opportunity and learning. The Licking County Promise program is a powerful example of what can happen when a community comes together to expand opportunities. Through this program, a college education will be affordable and attainable for every eligible student by ensuring that tuition will be fully covered. For many families, that removes the single biggest barrier to pursuing higher education. A majority of Newark High School students will qualify for this program. We want to help students achieve their goals and dreams, and we know that looks different for every learner. That's why we've built a network of programs and partnerships that support students on multiple pathways. Our longstanding partnership with A Call to College already helps guide students on the road to higher education. Our workforce development program is connecting students directly with careers they can begin upon graduation. And our new Alternative Academy is helping students overcome obstacles and reach the critical milestone of earning a high school diploma. The Licking County Promise program fits directly into this mission. We are grateful to COTC, the Newark Campus Development Fund, and the many, many other partners who are helping to make this possible for our students and our community. So thank you for the opportunity to represent Newark City Schools here this morning and to speak to you. And next, I would like to introduce Kathleen Spahr with Ohio Means Jobs.
Good morning. At Ohio Means Jobs Licking County, we work with job seekers from every background, every education level, and every economic circumstance. But no matter where someone starts, their goal is the same: to build a stable life, to support their family, and to create a better future. Our job is to help make that possible by connecting job seekers with employers and positions that will meet their needs. As the Workforce Development Division of Licking County Job and Family Services, we see firsthand the realities facing our community. In Licking County, nearly 9,000 households, more than 10,600 adults rely on SNAP benefits. To qualify, household income must be less than 130% of the federal poverty guideline. To put this in perspective, that means a family of 4 earns just under $43,000 a year. Many of these adults are already working. They're doing everything right. They're showing up and working hard, but they're in jobs that simply do not pay enough to meet the needs of a household. The difference between surviving and thriving is skills and education. In 2025 alone, Ohio Means Jobs Licking County met with nearly 2,700 job seekers at our East Main Street office. Hundreds more connected with us at hiring events and community expos throughout Licking County or online through social media and ohiomeansjobs.com. Of those we served in our office, more than 1,600 of them told us that they have only a high school diploma or some college experience, but no degree. These are motivated, capable individuals, but without technical credentials, they often hit a ceiling. The most in-demand careers in Licking County are in IT, healthcare, manufacturing, warehousing, logistics, and business finance. New, highly advanced companies are moving into our area. At the same time, existing employers are adopting advanced technologies. Our employers are telling us something very clear. The highest paying roles require technical training and post-secondary education. The skills that employers need are the very skills taught here at Central Ohio Technical College. We know that education changes earning potential. An associate degree in a technical field can increase wages by 18 to 20%. A bachelor's degree more than doubles that gain. The difference is transformational for a family relying on government assistance or living paycheck to paycheck. But for many of the people we serve, the barrier to higher education isn't motivation, it isn't ability, it's cost. That's why the COTC's Licking County Promise program is so powerful. By removing the financial barrier to higher education, this program creates access to in-demand careers. It allows both working adults and our future workforce to gain the skills employers need. It strengthens families, it reduces reliance on government assistance, and it fuels the continued growth of our local economy. When we invest in education, we are not simply helping individuals. We are building a stronger workforce and a stronger community. Thank you. Dr. Derrick.
All right, I'm going off script. I like this and it's cute and all, but I'm going to talk to you all for just a second. So this morning, of all things, I checked LinkedIn. And how many of you are on LinkedIn? Many people in here. So there was this interesting little story. This gentleman had just turned 66 years old, and his family had given him some special birthday gift, and that was the whole spiel. And he had no idea what this was. He keeps unwrapping, and it's a pair of sunglasses. And he puts them on, and this gentleman had been colorblind since birth. And when he put this on, it enabled him to see color for the first time in his life. And you can imagine, very emotional. Tears, but the reason I use that, I really think this is analogous to this Promise program. The potential to change the perspective of our students, of their families, how they see the world and how they see themselves. This is basically their glasses. And so we're very excited to share this, but not from my perspective, not from our distinguished panelists here, but from a student who is going to live this process. A student who is a student leader currently, a student that actually she actually meets the criterion for the Promise program herself. So I would like to invite Shariya Huffaker, a current COTC student who will be eligible for the Licking County Promise when it starts this summer, to share some remarks from the floor. And Shariya has been nervous as heck, so I'll be very kind to Shariya, but Shariya, speak from your heart and your head. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Berry. Good morning, everybody. I am extremely nervous. Please forgive me if I start stuttering. I graduated from Newark High School. I've lived in Licking County my whole life. One thing I will say is, being a senior, I had a lot of my classmates who I knew that were worried about college, how they were going to pay for it, knew their families couldn't afford it, knew they couldn't afford it. I even had a few personal friends who avoided call to college like the Black Plague, including myself for a minute before I decided to go in there and see what my options were and see what I could do to possibly go to college. Here I am. But obviously not everybody is fortunate enough to end up like that. So I think this program is a very good game changer for all the students who worry about how they're going to pay for college. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this turns out, and I'm just happy. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Shariya. You did a fantastic job. We appreciate that. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was our design to speak to you for about a half an hour, make sure you understood the basic pretense of what this process is, what the program design encompasses. But now we want to answer questions that you might have. And Kim, I know you're out there. She has a roving microphone. So if anyone has a question or wants some clarification, please just raise your hand and we'll come to you. And one of us will certainly try to answer that. Yeah, come on up. Because the person that can answer most of the questions is Faith Phillips. So anyone, any questions that you might have, please, this is the time, and we can certainly answer. There is no off-limit questions, whatever you might want to know.
You guys must have done such
God, we
a
were
job
good.
describing it.
You were so good.
Hi, I'm Noah Leibowitz with the Reporting Project, and my question is, does the Licking County Promise only cover tuition, or does it also cover like housing, room and board, and other books, other essential factors for a good college education?
Great question. So the Promise programs are designed to cover tuition and what we call general fees. So that will get the students in the door and guarantee that their tuition is covered. And then the responsibility for their books and their living expenses falls on the student. But we also have financial aid sources that can assist them with that. So we will definitely not just drop the ball at tuition and fees, but we will guide them through the process to figure out how they will pay for their other educational expenses. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, and Noah, I appreciate that question because I also want to reiterate, it does not preclude you from these other support systems. It is an addition to that. So hopefully a student will not find a barrier because of, say, housing insecurity or whatever that might be. We also have other funding and support systems for that as well.
I actually just have a comment. My name is Erin Miller. I am the Starting Strong Program Director with Fostering Further, a local nonprofit based out of Newark. So I work with the demographic that you're talking about, and we've had a week with some of our young adults, and just knowing that this barrier is eliminated for them as an option is such a blessing. So thank you to anybody and everybody that was involved, because you are truly impacting the lives of young adults that don't even know what tomorrow holds. So thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that
Thank you,
very
Aaron.
much.
Appreciate that very much. We prepared like 8 question and answer responses in case we had from the community, so it's fine.
And don't ask if you have to file the FAFSA.
File the FAFSA.
It's so easy.
It is so easy.
So easy.
You know, in all seriousness, we've had some conversation about for individuals that are intimidated by the FAFSA process, they don't know how to really get that started, or what if I don't have access to parents or guardians, that sort of thing. We can certainly help students understand. We can help students understand how that process works. We've even talked about even doing some video tutorials so people can access them online. They don't have to necessarily wait for an individual, because we want everyone to understand how important that is. It's the gateway to basically any sort of financial support. Right. So we want everyone to feel comfortable with the knowledge base to get that done.
Obviously, you have some students here now. How many of that 540, I think you said you expected, how many of those students are already here and enrolled now and will have a wonderful surprise?
Sarah, do you know the answer?
Sarah, do you know the answer to that?
Or David?
I'm looking at my cheat sheet notes,
I'm looking
too.
at my cheat sheet notes, too.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. He's the numbers guy.
Good question. That estimate is based on the students we have historically. So we haven't even counted the prospective students on top of that that may come. So we're very excited there's going to be growth, but we're conservative in our planning. So, yeah.
And Molly, let me kind of add something to what David just said, because he's 100% right. We're just looking at the current student population. That 540 would be Licking County themselves, another 120 from the Knox Promise, and another 80 from the Coshocton Promise currently. So we're excited about what that brings, but opportunity for new students to see it as, oh, wait a minute, this is no longer a barrier to me. We are expecting to have an influx of student enrollment with it. We don't know how much. There's no real guesstimation to that. We are prepared for it. We have room in our current program designs. We're always looking at what's the next on the horizon in terms of an academic need. Our provost, Greg Ferenchek, is always looking at the horizon. What do we need to add in any of our components? And if we see an influx of students, that might expedite that process. So thank you. That was one of my canned answers I had put down here. So thank you for allowing me for that. We have time for 7 more questions if anybody wants to. But boys, all seriousness, we appreciate each and every one of you being here today. We understand this can be a transformative experience. You know, it's a sacred trust that we have to get it right. You know, it's wonderful that all of our funding agents have been able to come forward and say, this is something important to us, let's get it done. Now it's moving from theory into practice. We want to get this right. We want to make sure the word is spread. So you all please help us in that. You know, we will put every formal mechanism possible. We'll be in our PR and marketing process, and many of our representatives from that office are here today. They do a great job. But people love to hear from people. You know, individuals love to hear from other individuals. Hey, I was at the press conference. This is what it's all about. Please spread the word to your communities. If you happen to work in the city school systems, if you're working with Jobs and Family Services, if you're working at the state or local level, please let individuals understand what this is all about, because we want to make it accessible to each and every person. We're excited that this now really allows everyone in our service region, Licking, Knox, and Coshocton, to be a part of the system without an economic barrier. We hope at some point we can offer it to any COTC student, but we're going to start right here. This is the most important group. They're the individuals who represent our communities. We appreciate all of you. Each one of you who are here today are part of our network of supporters. We appreciate that very much. Get the word out, spend some time, have some coffee, have some water. If you want to talk to any of our panelists or any of us at any time, we'll be around for another 24 minutes. So thank you all very much for coming today. Enjoy.